Welcome everyone, this is On Just Restart, and guess what just happened? We got the reveal for Nintendo's holiday game. We thought something would be coming because 3D All-Stars is coming out this September and there wasn't anything announced for November. Well, guess what? Something has been announced for November, and it is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Another Warriors game, but a Hyrule Warriors game, and it's telling us the story of Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild ever happened. And that's just super exciting. So we're going to be talking about that. But we're also going to be talking about what they sort of teased at the end of this trailer with an update coming on September 26th, and what this all means about Nintendo's plans going forward. Now before we jump into things, I want to quickly talk about my social media here. There's a Twitter page, a Discord community, a Patreon page, and a Twitch channel. If you are interested in any of that, check it all out, it's linked in the description below. And of course, if you like what you're seeing here, also subscribe. So last night, I spent a good couple hours recording, sort of getting together a video talking about Nintendo's next big announcement. But Nintendo decided to really throw a curveball on us and give us that next big announcement this morning. And this morning it was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and I'm pretty darn excited about this. I think this looks amazing because we are getting the Breath of the Wild story we've all wanted. With the original Breath of the Wild, most of the story was in the past. You saw it through flashbacks, pieces of it. This is going to allow us to see that entire story from beginning to end with the different perspectives of the different champions, it seems like. And that is super cool. We're going to get to see that in full and maybe even get more details on it. And that's super exciting. As both a Zelda fan and a Breath of the Wild fan, this is huge. Now, is this Breath of the Wild 2 huge? No. Is this Mario Odyssey 2 huge? No. Hyrule Warriors is not the kind of game I would usually expect to be the big November release, but for this year, for these circumstances, with how slow things have been, this is awesome. This definitely makes things look a lot nicer. I was expecting something for November, but I wasn't expecting to be this excited about it, and I'm happy about this. This is going to be something fun. Will it be the best game of the year? Well, it's a Warriors game. Usually with Warriors games, they can get a little repetitive. They're mostly hack and slash games, but with the Hyrule Warriors series, they do mix things up a little bit with some different Zelda mechanics in there, and I do have a sense that this Hyrule Warriors game is going to have a little bit more quality to it than your traditional Warriors game, so I feel like this is going to be a pretty good game, especially considering that what I'm really playing it for is to get all of that juicy, amazing Zelda story, so this is going to be good. I'm excited for this, and I think if you're a Zelda fan, you might want to check this out, but of course, you may want to wait on some more information because it's a Warriors game, but still, this is going to be the November release alongside the Crown Tundra DLC, and I think that's going to be enough for the time being. And actually, there's one more thing I need to point out because I didn't see this until after my initial recording because there was two different trailers. There was a trailer and then an extended trailer with the Zelda director and the Koei Tecmo director, and basically the Zelda team is working very closely with Koei Tecmo on this game. What that basically means is that Nintendo is ensuring that this is going to have that extra quality there, so yeah, this game's going to be good. But there's a lot of takeaways from this that I think are really interesting in terms of sort of figuring out what's going on with Nintendo. So firstly, we've been talking about how it seems like Nintendo wants to have some sort of major Zelda release every year, and this kind of proves it. Because at first people were thinking that maybe that re-release of Cadence of Hyrule that's coming out this October would be it, but I felt like that wasn't very much because it's a re-release of an indie game that came out last year. Last year they had the original one come out and it launched alongside or near to the actual release of Link's Awakening Remake. That made sense. So this year we're getting that re-release and this new Hyrule Warriors game that is telling us the story of Breath of the Wild. This is basically a prequel, just not with the Breath of the Wild gameplay, the Hyrule Warriors gameplay, and that's awesome. But something else that also makes this really interesting to me is that it kinda, perhaps, may be the beginning of Zelda anniversary celebrations, I think. Now, the reason I say that is because, well, one, the Zelda anniversary is coming up. This February is the Zelda anniversary. And two, the Mario Direct we just got supposedly was supposed to happen months ago. We saw recently that there was supposed to be some sort of event for Mario Maker for the Mario Direct back in April, and it's only happening around this time of the year. So it does seem like that Mario Direct is supposed to happen a long time ago, but because of the circumstances, that might mean this Mario Direct is coming way later, and its sort of celebrations for the anniversary are also going to sort of bleed into the anniversary celebrations for Zelda, it seems. But third, there was this little tease at the end of the trailer that was for September 26th, this month. Usually when you get these shadow drop trailers from Nintendo, they don't say, hey, more news is coming in a few weeks. That is something I wouldn't expect, and if it's just another trailer for this, that's fine. That'll be exciting to see, but I feel like it's more than that. Now, I want to temper expectations here. We don't know what it's going to be. I think now that we have this November game news, there really isn't that much more that needs to be said from Nintendo. I feel like they could definitely do more for sure, but considering how slow things have been, this is enough to get us until December at least, and maybe even to January, so they don't need to tell us anymore. If they do, that's because Nintendo is returning back to more of a norm, and they're going to get back to more of a normal news cycle soon. And on the note of this news cycle from Nintendo, on August 18th, we got the Indie World Showcase. On August 26th, we got the Partner Showcase. And then just a few days ago, we got the Mario Direct, and today we've gotten this reveal of the November game, which is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It feels like these last few weeks have been a block of news that have been spread out, obviously, but it's kind of sort of replacing the E3, because we're getting all these different news in a relatively short period here, and we probably would have known about all these different things a few months ago if there wasn't a pandemic impacting everything. So then I guess that begs the question, is this the end of the news? Well, it's not, because we know we're getting another update on September 26th. What is that update going to be? I don't know. I want to go into full-blown speculation mode here and say that it might be some sort of direct. Why? Because, again, the Zelda anniversary is coming up, so maybe Nintendo's going to start to talk about things with that. I want to say, and I probably have to rewatch the trailer. This all just happened at the end of work, but let me know if you guys agree in the comments. I feel like I heard like a heartbeat towards the end of the trailer. A heartbeat would sort of imply a connection to Breath of the Wild 2, because there was that heartbeat in Breath of the Wild 2, the heartbeat of Ganondorf as he's coming back to life. So this could all be a part of a plan to start building up hype and talking about Breath of the Wild 2, leading into that, and they could all be sort of surrounding this Zelda anniversary. Ideally, because I want it as soon as possible, I would love to see Breath of the Wild 2 come out to close out the fiscal year and maybe launch alongside a Switch revision, but it's also possible that's going to come out a little bit later down the road, and there'll be a number of other things between Hyrule Warriors and Breath of the Wild 2 to celebrate these Zelda anniversary plans, and maybe they're going to start talking about all those plans on September 26th. I do feel like that Nintendo should talk about Breath of the Wild 2 before the end of the year. So maybe we're going to get some sort of event where Nintendo tells us about a number of things that are coming in the near future that go beyond 2020. I think that's a possibility. At some point it does have to happen. It doesn't have to happen in September, but you know, sooner or later that does need to start happening. So let's say hypothetically Breath of the Wild 2 really is coming out this March. If that's the case, maybe Nintendo wants to start talking about that. Talk about some sort of collector's edition, which we did see a listing for not too long ago. Maybe they're going to be doing that. Maybe this is all the lead up for that and the Zelda anniversary. So maybe that's happening. But again, I'm going to sort of keep my expectations in check here and only assume that it may just be another update trailer on this game, but I have a hope that maybe something more than that is coming, and that's really exciting. It also should be mentioned that supposedly later this month we're going to be getting an announcement for a new Monster Hunter game for Switch, so maybe there is some sort of direct coming, maybe, but let's keep our expectations in check. We've been getting a lot of news from Nintendo lately, and it's pretty exciting stuff. As a Zelda fan, I'm pretty excited about this announcement today. The Age of Calamity is going to be something really cool to see. I'm excited to see this story, and you know, this year is starting to close fairly strong, I think, with 3D All-Stars and Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and now this Hyrule Warriors game, and maybe Nintendo somehow squeezes in a Bravely Default 2 for December. That's not too bad of a lineup. I think that's pretty fun stuff, and that doesn't even get into Smash stuff, and I do feel like there has to be at least one more Smash announcement before the end of the year. Maybe we see that fairly soon. But anyways, everyone, those are my thoughts on what's going on right now. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This is On Just Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.